And here we are. We seem to be alive. And we have one person, I guess, in the room. I don't know. I hope we'll have more coming in eventually. Um, and here I am. Welcome, boys and girls, cats and dogs. This is an inclusive channel. So, whoever that one person is, please identify yourself. Or not, it's up to you. I'm sure we'll get more people as time goes by. And we're just, as we all gather together, we just do like icebreaker chat. What's on your hook? What's in your cup? Have you had dinner yet? And if so, what was it? Or what are you planning for dinner? It's about 6 o'clock here. So I'm still thinking about dinner. Don't know what it's going to be yet. Used up most of the leftovers that we have, but we've got some frozen stuff I could resurrect quickly with the microwave. Oops. Some more lemon for this, don't I? Let's see. Okay then. So what's on your hook? What's in your cup? All the standard ice-breaking questions. This is Diet Coke, among other things. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Ooh, thank goodness there was a top on that. Oof. Thank goodness for that. I have had tragedies for that reason before. That's why I've gone through a number of keyboards actually. But there was a top on that, so even though I seem to have placed it precariously, I don't know why, over there, it worked out okay. Anyway, I still see no dialogue in the chat, so you're all watching me in my awkwardness, right? Which I understand can be quite entertaining. So, what is going on with everybody? As always, what's on your hook? What's in your cup? What's left in your cup if it fell over like mine did? Oh, hey, Julia. Hypercaffeinated. Oh gosh, I can't imagine that. And you? Um, and what's going on? Let's see. So I am almost. Last night, was it last night? Today's Wednesday. Monday, I was lamenting the sleeves on this sweater. I spent all day yesterday and the beginning of today just totally reworking those sleeves. And then I pieced the sleeves on, and then I'm doing all of the finishing work. I have like maybe 2 rows left of the collar of this sweater, and then all I need to do is buttons and sewing in loose ends, and it will be done. Hey, Katrina. Hey, and Frenchie, glad to see you. Hey, Pixie. Hey, Joanna, Joanne, glad to see you. Anyway, so those of you who just arrived, you missed a little bit of drama. when I spilled my drink, which fortunately had a screw on top, but it almost went all over everywhere. Oh, Julie, hey, Susan. Julie saw the matching sleeves on Facebook. That's good. Hey, Kim. Oh, glad to see you. Welcome in. I hope you come back and have. I hope you have a good time today and come back often. Hey, Alicia, you're making a hat and scarf sets. I have made so many of those. Hey, Morena, Yarnin and Darnin. Oh, hey, Daigo. I love it when I get a Granny D raid. Look, oh my goodness gracious, we have 17 people in the room apparently. How are we doing for thumbs? I'm in StreamYard only, not in YouTube, so I can't see thumbs. So, it'd be nice if we had thumbs as well. Also, I'm still working on that 1800. Let me just take a quick look and see how close I am. Oh my goodness. I need one more member to reach 1800. Will that be you? Wouldn't that be fun? Also, I have real memberships through YouTube and through Patreon, where you get additional benefits like early access to scheduled videos, discounts to Etsy and Ravelry that are not available to the general public, that sort of thing. Depending upon the level you choose, some people are entitled to have their links dropped in. Oh, am I now? Let me just take a quick look. Some people are entitled to have their links dropped in Nightbot, depending upon the level they choose. This is taking so long to refresh. It's annoying. And at the upper levels, at the very highest level, there is the option for naming a pattern. You tell me what to name a pattern, because I am working very hard on putting out a whole bunch of patterns. Because I've been very fortunate with pattern sales. I am at 1800. Wow! Thank you, everybody. Hey, Heather. Let's see. Hey, Kim. So I'm glad to see everybody here. So, but anyway, I do have those membership levels at both at YouTube and Patreon. I find that some people are moving over from Patreon to YouTube, but that is not necessary at all. Oh my goodness, Katrina. Thank you so much for your generosity. You just wanted to see the video, didn't you? See, now that's the sort of thing that happens. Hey, Jackie. Oh, yes. So anyway, Coco, whom we all know and love, has done animations for a lot of us, and she did that for me quite recently. And I've been using it whenever I get super chats and super stickers, but I have to say I'd like to use it more. If you know what I mean. Anyway, so I'm on the last row for this sweater, and then after that, I'll just have buttons and loose ends, and it will be done. Yay! So, hey Dana. So I will have pictures of this sweater and a pattern very soon. I have a pattern that's in testing. Oh, is Kenny here? Hey, Kenny, I didn't see you. Hey, Andrea. Um, yeah, I try to recognize everybody when they come in, but it's not always possible. Hey, Frenchie. Um, but anyway, so I'm on the last row for the collar of this cardigan that I've been doing. And I might even put it on after I'm done with this row. The only thing that remains after that is the buttons and sewing in the loose ends. So, but I honestly, I really wanted to have a sweater of my own creation to wear when I'm on those cool mornings in upstate New York when I go to that fiber retreat. People have been asking me when it begins. It begins on September 23rd. I will leave on September 22nd. I will make a 2 day drive because I'm not as young as I used to be. Um, and I've already got a really, really nice B&B booked for about the halfway point. Um, for the 22nd, and I'm quite looking forward to that. On my recent trip to Kannapolis for an alumni event at my college, I chose a very, 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 very budget motel, and let us say you get what you pay for. So this B&B was not exactly budget. So I expect to get what I pay for, damn it. Okay. Jackie, you're thinking about making Halloween stuff and give us what kind of Halloween stuff? Tell us all. Um, let's see. Anyway, if anybody wants to go to Ravelry and support me by buying my patterns, keep watching Nightbot. It will announce a discount coupon code that is valid until next Sunday night. I also have, in addition, I've already mentioned the YouTube and Patreon memberships. I have Cash App, I have PayPal, I have something else. What do I have? Uh, well, that's enough. I also have merch on Etsy. I'm going to change my vendor, my third party vendor for merch, so that I can offer it directly through my YouTube page. But until then, I'm not going to stop you from going to Etsy. And all Nightbot will show you my Linktree page, and from Linktree you can see my Ravelry, my Etsy, my Facebook, 3 different blogs. So, hey, Granny D. Anyway, that's where we are. I have not done this yet. Forgive me. Here is the link if anybody wants to come up. Hey, Crazy Engine. How did that happen? Oh, ghost coasters. That sounds like fun. Um, I'm not a big Halloween fan, although I am planning to do a live stream on Halloween because it's a holiday and it is a Sunday. And I like to do marathon live streams once a month, roughly every month. Not every single month. I skipped August because I didn't think anyone would come, and there was no real holiday in August to use. But in October, since Halloween falls on a Sunday, why not? For November, I'm going to do Black Friday. And then I'm going to skip December because everybody's busy in December. And then I'm going to do New Year's Day. Because, oh, there goes Nightbot, telling you the code to use at my Ravelry shop. And if you'll just hang around, it will also give you the link to my Ravelry shop. But make sure you keep me open when you go to the Ravelry shop. Do Alt-click to open up a different tab. Anyway, that's my story. So I'd love your suggestions on how to do my Halloween live stream without pandering to this whole monster thing or this slasher thing. I mean, really, it has medieval roots, probably earlier than that, because it's the beginning of winter, which was a very, very scary season back in the days when they didn't have artificial lights or heat or anything. And the only protection you had was everybody staying together in the feudal master's house. And then a lot of other things got layered on top of it, just like Christmas. I mean, I don't think anybody seriously thinks that Jesus was born on December 24th, 25th. But that's when we celebrate it because it sort of overtakes a winter solstice festival that took place at that time. Hey, Julie, did I recognize you when you came in? Sorry. So, all of our, hey, Mimi Cat Do. So anyway, most of our secular and religious traditions have very, very long-standing historic traditions that might predate the Christian church. Moving right along. Let's I did post the link. Okay. Let me just judge whether this is enough of a color or do we need. We're going to call it enough. If I need to add another, I might add another row in color B, but not right now. So, anyway, so let's see. I can't really show you the whole thing. Handmade sweaters are heavy. Dang. Anyway. That's the sleeve and everything. So, I will put it, I will finish it, put the pictures on Instagram, but right now I'm very happy to be almost done with it. Honestly, have I missed anybody who came in? Let's see. Let's see. Ah! Let's see. Katrina, you see, Katrina gave me this Coronation Street box DVD set. I love early Coronation Street. I haven't investigated what's inside the box yet because I'm sort of afraid to spoil it. Um, I really, really love early Coronation Street because Coronation Street came into the world at about the same time I did. And I love the early stuff with the early characters, Ina Sharples, Annie Walker, um, Hilda Osborne. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, Crazy Engine says that her husband grew up on Coronation Street. Jackie, you're saying you haven't made a sweater yet. Bag O' Day has some rather easy sweater patterns. I think that that would be a really good place to start. Um, let's see. Oh, that's right, Katrina. I heard that you're expecting. I think that's lovely. I didn't realize. Okay, Nightbot just posted my Linktree page where you can find all of my links. Ravelry, Etsy, 3 different blogs, Facebook, God only knows what else. Um, exactly. Julie says that Bag O' Day patterns are easy to follow. She did a sweater pattern. I bought 2 of her sweater patterns, a pullover and a cardigan. Um, and I everything I make for myself tends to be too big, and that might be true with this cardigan as well. But I'm not giving it up anyway. Um, Now that I've done this, I've got another couple of projects that I want to get through. I've got some patterns that I have been, some that I want to complete and put out to testers. I have one that's in the hands of testers right now that I need to update because of suggestions they have made. I've been trying to push out patterns at a good rate. I think last month was a very good month in terms of pattern publication. I think I had 5 or 6. But I still want to put out more. I've been doing reasonably well with pattern sales, and I would like to see that grow. Um, anyway, what else is going on? Um, Katrina, this is not your first. Do I misunderstand? Did I get the wrong idea somewhere? I thought you already had children, Katrina, but this is your first? Hey, Sharon, I didn't see you come in. I'm not sure I saw Susan come in either. Um, so anyway, that's what I thought. Well, Katrina, we all love your husband. We think he is terrific and also pretty darn cute. Um, Anyway, what else is going on? Let's see. Hey, Julie. Yes, Julie. People do message me who do not want to go through Ravelry to get my patterns, in which case they can just, we can work it out through PayPal or any other sort of thing. That is just fine. I do not mind at all. And I understand that there are people who do not like PayPal, and there are various reasons. And, you know, that's a different discussion. Um, but I do recognize that that's, oh, oh, thank you, Katrina. That's very kind of you. Um, but yeah, I myself like Ravelry. I know it has flaws, um, but it works for me. Hey, Kelly. Oh, what's for dinner, Kelly? Can I come over? Hey, Sharon. I have not tried Venmo. I have Cash App. I have PayPal. I have not tried Venmo. I know it's what the young people use, but no one's called me young in years. Except for Dana, she keeps calling me that young man, and I wonder. I turn around and wonder who she's talking about because it can't possibly be me. Um, Thank you, Julie. Oh, so Sharon, is there a reason I should um, look into Venmo? Does it have advantages over other things? Oh, Avery calls me that boy. Salmon patties for, oh, yum, yum, yum. Actually, today for lunch, I was at the grocery store anyway, and I picked up, a single serving salmon fillet, and I steamed it in a foil packet in the oven with, some salt and pepper and herbs and just a touch of well, there was some water because I rinsed it off just in case it was icky. Um, I've done it before with like just a teaspoon of wine or lemon juice or something, but I steamed it in the foil packet and it came out really quite nice. Um, Maybe I'll look into Venmo. Hey, Nana Michelle. Oh, Nana Michelle, how long does a baked potato take in the air fryer? I don't like them from the microwave, and if you put them in the oven, they take an hour. I mean, if you plan ahead, that hour's not so bad. And then I love to like put nice things on top of it. I don't have an air fryer. I've never had it. Well, 40 to 45 minutes, that's not really that much of an advantage over the oven, is it? Now, in Europe, they have full size ovens that have a convection feature that you can turn off and on at will. So when you see some of the European, particularly British cooking shows, they'll say put it in the oven at this temperature fan, um, which means turn on the convection feature, um, which I'm sure must help in some way. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll try. Honestly, I think in terms of discretionary kitchen spending, I might get a portable fryer before I get an air fryer because I like deep frying, and if you do it right, it's not greasy. And if you have that sort of a self-contained thing, it doesn't make your whole house smell. Oh, Julie says the best baked potatoes are from the campfire. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Wow. If I had a place with a fireplace, that would be a great thing to do. Just put the baked potatoes in the fireplace wrapped in foil. Slather on some like olive oil and salt and pepper. Poke it a few times to make sure it doesn't explode. Wrap it in foil. Put it in the fire. Let it bake for an hour. Oh my God. Susan, what is the name of that bag? Yeah. I love to crochet is selling me and welcome in out of the crochet. I'm sorry if I didn't notice you when you came. Um, saying that an air fryer um, has a lot of benefits. Frankly, I'd like to have both. I mean, there are some things that really are only good if you fry them. There are some things that will work in an air fryer. There are some things I don't have an Instapot. I would like to experiment with that. There is a guy on YouTube who is all about Instapot cooking. The YouTube channel is called Pressure Luck, as in pressure cooker, Pressure Luck. I think that's a cute pun. He does brilliant stuff. There's another YouTube channel I like called As Good as It Gets, GOODE, and that is his name. And he and his wife do really great slow cooker recipes. And I love watching um, those kinds of channels. Do you know, I'm thinking there are a lot of things that I don't really enjoy when you reheat them in the microwave. So I'm wondering if they reheat better in the air fryer. So I'd like to know your input about that. So I'm going to put the link up again if anybody wants to come up. Um, Potato Express is the name of that potato bag. I will have to look for it. Do you find it in the produce section? Hey, Angela, glad to see you. We're talking food, which is not unusual for us. Did Dana come in? I thought Dana was here. I'm sorry if I didn't greet Dana, but I'm glad Dana's here. Anyway, so yeah, that's the story. Oh, does that mean it's reusable? That sounds interesting. Hmm. I, for the most part, I find that reheating in the microwave doesn't really help things. I would much rather reheat them in the oven or on the stove top. Um, I tend to cook in quantity, so there are always going to be a lot of leftovers. Um, there's some things that the microwave does well. And Susan Burke, what do you mean by CBS? I'm gonna look at the appliances um, online again today. Ooh, that sounds good, Frenchie. I actually like cold pizza right out of the fridge, but also if you reheat it in a skillet, that sounds great too. I've grown accustomed to some things reheated in the microwave. It's like a compromise, but I would prefer it done better. So I'm thinking CVS, yes, CVS we have here, yes, all over the place. You can't swing a cat without hitting a CVS. Um, you know what? I might, since I'm probably going to go either to Costco or Sam's Club just to fill up on gas because it's cheaper there with a membership. I might check and see the air fryers and the like fry babies and see what I might find there. Yeah. So, oh my God, Granny Square, you and I have to plan a shopping trip one day. You're going to wear me out, I know it, but we'll have to do that. For those of you who don't know, Granny Square is my local yarn buddy. Now, if I order online from Walmart, I get, a teeny tiny credit on Rakuten. I mean, I don't know why, but I just got a check for $12 and something from Rakuten. Um, I need to stop knocking that table. Um, so over time, it does build up, but I think if I go to Costco or Sam's Club, Granny Square, do you have either of those? I'm sure you do. I can find interesting things. Granny Square, we have to go thrifting too. Let's make a date. Okay, I have the French doors that lead into the hallway closed just to control the sound, the noise. There's a dog out there looking in the window, thinking I have treats in here. Oh, Granny, please help me out as I tank up for my road trip. Yes, I love Ivy Cottage. I also love the Goodwill store. Um, the one down at Monkey Junction and the one over by Michael's. Very convenient over there. I've got some really, really nice blazers that I got from a Salvation Army when I was in Dallas, and I love those things. So, what else is going on? Okay, Gwenny Square, let's go to Sam's Club. Actually, we could meet there, and Sam's Club is so close to Joanne's. And then over across the way where AC Moore used to be, there's that Mexican restaurant that has the potent margaritas. Oh, hey, Michelle, it's Mosaics. So how are we doing on thumbs? So I'm so happy that you guys have helped me reach 1800 finally. Okay, now I'm just going to review and so sometimes I will just, refresh the page and I will just have lost one or two. My very first live stream, I was on for 11 hours and I had fewer subscribers at the end than I did at the beginning. I know it's a YouTube thing, but it was still, actually, it was more amusing than alarming, but still. Have I got a thumb down? Well, it still counts as an interaction. I know I'm boring to some people, that's okay. I'm boring to myself very often. Let's see. Yep. But thumbs down count as interactions. Actually, that's one thing I like about doing StreamYard because I can't see the thumbs up and thumbs down. I can see how many are in the chat. I don't know whether that number that I see is accurate or how often it's updated, whether it's like every minute or every 30 seconds or what. I don't know. But it's all okay. I can't get upset about Minutia Mania. And it's very easy to get upset about the little things. And believe you me, I do sometimes. And then I regret it when I do. Oh, Michelle, that sounds awful. Although having a son-in-law who makes tacos sounds very good. Very good indeed, in fact. Yeah. So, oh, did I tell you guys this story? I've told it before. I think it was Sunday. See, there's this channel I found on YouTube, a really, really, really great actor, director, screenwriter. Um, very, very funny. So I've been watching him, sort of binge watching some of his playlists. So he had a live stream on Sunday. And so I went on and I said hello. And he said, "Hello, David." And he squinted. He wasn't wearing his glasses. I don't know what kind of a device he was looking at. He said, "Bearded yam dudes?" And I'm going, okay, not exactly, but we'll go with that. But I wanted to send him a really cute postcard because I'm sure you've all seen my little postcards that I use. I wanted to send him one of these, but I can't find his mailing address. I can only find an email address. But hey, Proverbs, glad to see you. Let's see. I'm going to put the link in again. I'm going to try to still this table. Maybe the seasickness is why somebody gave me a thumbs down. Anyway, let's see, what other things do I have to talk about? Okay, let's see. Every one of you knows my schedule, I'm sure. I do these Wednesday free-for-alls at 6 o'clock, immediately following Granny D. I usually don't do anything on Thursday. Fridays, I either do a live stream at 4 p.m. That's become a regular thing. I call it my not so spontaneous Friday or something like that. Or on Fridays, I also occasionally I'll upload something that is that I can then schedule for Friday. Saturdays, I don't do. I usually do. Sundays, I have my Sunday readings of poetry. I get some people who respond quite favorably, but I don't get a lot of watch hours. Mondays, I have my Monday Man. That's one of my very favorite things to do. Tuesdays, I have Topic Tuesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern, and then we're back to Wednesdays. Hey, Donna Wolfslagel. Hey, Blind Stitches. But anyway, that was my regular schedule. And then this past Monday, I did a Labor Day marathon. I like to do marathons on holidays. I plan to do one on Halloween, which is a Sunday. I plan to do another one on Black Friday, which even if you're outside the US, you will surely have heard of it. It's the Friday after the US Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving in the US is usually the fourth Thursday in November. So I don't know the exact date yet of Black Friday, but I'm going to do a marathon that day. I'm not going to do one in December, but I'm going to do one on New Year's Day because we'll all be either hungover or suicidal. So it'll be good to have a place to come. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
25th of November, David.
Sorry?
Thanksgiving is the 25th of November for you guys.
Then Black Friday would be the 26th.
That is correct. Friday the 26th.
I haven't scheduled it yet.
The fourth Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
Ours is in October because it's when we harvest things.
Yeah. Well, Thanksgiving has its roots in harvest festivals, and it just makes sense that a Canadian Thanksgiving would be earlier than an American Thanksgiving. And we have no reason to believe that the first Thanksgiving, which is all a myth anyway, between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans in Massachusetts, we have no reason to believe that was on the fourth Thursday of November anyway. But it has become tradition. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, every culture has a harvest festival. Every culture has a midwinter festival. Every culture has a spring festival. Every culture has a midsummer festival. And we find this mirrored in both secular and religious calendars throughout many, many, many centuries and cultures. So, I mean, what else can we say about that? So Melanie says the 25th, I assume you mean the 25th of November, is your niece's birthday. I love to crochet. It's her son's birthday. Wonderful. Hey, Melanie Titus. Donine likes the fact that Canadian Thanksgiving is not as close to Christmas as the American Thanksgiving is. I can see that point. I think in American culture, it really has become a gateway to the whole Christmas season. And because American culture just shoves its way into every other culture, there's no escaping that fact. Any place that has TV, you know what I mean? So yeah, I recognize how American culture does that, and I have to apologize on behalf of my fellow Americans for doing that to you. I actually have, I hope I have more respect than my fellow Americans do for other cultures, other lands. Maybe I'm only fooling myself.
Stop. Stay.
What?
Sorry.
What?
All wobbly there.
What? Mm-hmm. Oh, I Love to Crochet's son was born in 1977. I started high school in 1977. I remember the 1975 Chevrolet because I so wanted a 1975 Chevrolet Caprice convertible because it was huge and sort of faux glamorous because it was big and had that convertible top. And I mean, compared to a Cadillac, it was affordable. And you could still get Cadillac convertibles at that time, but of course, at that time, I was taught to believe that I would never, ever, 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 ever in 100 years deserve a Cadillac. So I fantasized about that. I think it was like the last year of the full size before they started downsizing, and that was in 1977. We did have a 1977 Chevrolet because my dad had this habit of getting into accidents and totaling cars. So we wound up with a 77 Caprice sedan. Nice car. I drove it to college actually in 1980. Not in 1980 because at that time I didn't have a car, but 81, 82. And then we also had a 75 Vega. Do you remember the Vega?
No, but we had a Pontiac Le Mans.
Oh, that was the midsize car, yeah. But the Vega was the small one. I think there was a Pontiac equivalent. I can't remember the name of it, but it was sort of insipid. But yeah, the Vega, when it came out on the market, which I think was in 1971.
One Jules giveaway.
What?
I won Jill's giveaway.
Oh, how great!
Oh my
Nice.
god. Like I'm like, what? I'm
Oh,
like,
Melanie says if
everything
I
these days.
want a Cadillac, I should have a Cadillac. Well, nowadays, I know enough to be very wary of Cadillacs. A lot of GM has a questionable long-term reputation. I mean, reputation for long-term durability and reliability. But still, I'd love to have one. Which Cadillac would I want? Probably. They had a CTS, some kind of variation of a CTS, which was supposed to rival the BMW 5 Series, which is sort of my style. That would be the one I would go for. But I don't know about their reliability. And Michelle wants a 65 Chevelle. Oh, how glorious would that be? Kelly had a Vega. Wow. We had a 75 Vega with a 3-speed. It was orange. In those days, 4 on the floor was racy. There were very few cars that had 5 speeds, at least mainstream production cars. So I learned to drive manual on that 3-speed Vega, and it didn't have a single option on it. It was totally bass. And we got it after my dad had wrecked another car. It was partly because he had like a 40-mile drive each way to and from work, so he would sometimes fall asleep. And partly because I think the most recent car had an exhaust leak that sort of put him to sleep. So anyway, we wound up with that Vega because our neighbor was a salesman at the Chevrolet dealership, so he helped us out. Nice guy. I liked him. I liked his wife. I babysat with his kids. It worked out fine. That Vega was fine. It lasted a while. You never see Vegas on the road now. If you do, it's quite an exception. But when the Vega was first introduced, it was the Motor Trend car of the year that year, because considering what was available at the time, it was revolutionary. Considering what's available now, revolutionary is not the word you would use. What have I missed in the chat? Oh, yeah, Melanie was telling me if I want a Cadillac, I should get a Cadillac. If somebody's going to buy it for me, I'm there. Actually, I'm sort of a Camry guy now. I would not say no to a Lexus, the Lexus equivalent to a Camry. But I'm a sensible sedan guy now. I want comfort. I want reliability. I want economy. '82 Camaro. Wow. I got my driver's license in 1978. I don't know how I did it because I did pretty badly on the driver's test. But apparently it was good enough to pass. And the only time I've ever had to take a driving test since then was when I moved to Florida in '86. I had to take a driver's test then. But every time since then, it's always transferred one state to another, which is fine. I'm okay with that. And actually, I drive a lot better than a lot of people that you see on the road. When I was in college, I could parallel park my roommate's car before he could, before he knew how.
And now the dark things do it by themselves. Nobody will ever learn again. Which
Well, do you know, I was actually sort of bothered by it. I watch automotive YouTube channels. There was one particular video where someone was saying that this, perfectly sensible, reliable economy car was a safety hazard because it didn't have, what do they call it, predictive cruise control, where you can anticipate what the driver ahead of you is doing. And I'm going, what are your eyes for? Why? I mean,
oh, you mean we have to pay attention when we drive?
In my day, cruise control was a novelty, but now not having this adaptive or predictive cruise control, you're calling that a safety hazard? For and this was like an entry level car that people might give to their teenage kids when they're going off to college. And so this guy was saying this is a safety hazard if these kids are expecting predictive or adaptive cruise control and it's not there. And I'm going, how is that a safety hazard? I just don't get it. But then, I'm an old guy. I'm entitled to be a curmudgeon. And believe you me, I can be a curmudgeon.
Like, you can't be expected people to pay attention. Like, they have to like tweet and Facebook and text and like.
I can. Do you know
really,
what,
David? Really, like, seriously.
I can drive better than all of them with my phone in my hand and thumbing the keyboard. I don't, but largely because my car won't let me because it's hooked up to my phone, which is a good thing in the end. But
hey, Daniel.
Oh, hey, Daniel. Glad to see you. Anyway, we're talking about cars, Daniel. Actually, I'd like to know the view from a young person on the other side of the pond.
Who doesn't drive?
Sorry?
He doesn't drive. Neither do I, so I have opinions and I don't drive. I guess his are valid too.
Daniel, have you never driven? Have you never had driver's training of any sort? In any case, so we were just talking about, the sort of things, the sort of safety features that are available on cars now that we couldn't even imagine when I was a kid. And I saw a video on one of the automotive channels that I follow that was about a particular entry-level car that someone might buy for his like college age or high school age child. And he thought it was a horrible safety hazard not to have the kind of adaptive cruise control where you can tell what the driver ahead is doing. And I'm going, when I was a kid, we had to pay attention to what the driver ahead was doing. I just don't understand. I mean, I can understand how that feature would be a benefit I don't understand relying on that feature instead of your own senses. I guess that's what I'm saying. Anyway, we're talking about a blizzard. Was that from 1977?
Didn't even have seat belts.
Sorry?
Kelly Minar says we didn't even have seat belts.
1974 in the U.S. was the year that they required you, or all the cars manufactured in the model year 1974 had to have the ignition lock feature tied to seat belts. They didn't keep that, but they kept the buzzer so that you would have that annoying buzzer if you do not put the seatbelts on. I have to tell you, I always use the seatbelt when I'm driving. I feel like I'm going to fall out of the seat if I do not have it. But if I'm in the no, I usually use it in the front passenger seat, but in the back seat, it feels silly to me. I recognize how valuable the function is. I recognize the life-saving function, but I don't always use it when I'm in the back seat. But then I'm never in the back seat unless I'm in a cab. And nowadays I'm never in a cab.
Yeah, Julie sitting free and loose in the back of a station wagon or the cab of a pickup truck.
We had a 74 Catalina Safari, Pontiac Catalina Safari. And when we would take it on road trips, because we lived in Minnesota at the time, and we would drive to North Carolina to visit family. So there were times when one of us would like lie down in the back of the station wagon to just sleep. But then we would always load it up with more stuff and more stuff and more stuff on the way back. So on the way back, there wasn't that room to lie down in the back. So it was always useful having that station wagon. We don't have station wagons nowadays like we did back then. Nowadays it's SUVs. And they fulfill the
Station
same
wagon with the wood
function.
panels.
Oh, I used to love those wood panels. We never had one with the wood panels. I always coveted those. My uncle, actually, he was great friends with his local Ford dealer. So he always had like the latest model Fords, and he would have those station wagons that were so nice. But not us. But we did okay. Danine has a 1974 Charger in storage. Oh my goodness, Danine. Oh my goodness. That could be so glorious when you restore it. Because if it's sitting idle for a long time, it's going to require restoring, but still, that could be so glorious when you restore it. I want to see pictures. I want to see before and after pictures, actually. Danine, didn't you say you're in like Saskatoon? I know you're somewhere in Saskatchewan. I like that from Melanie. Ah,
Oh my god.
that's funny. Actually, in the Regina is where you are, or do you say Regina?
Regina, yes.
Oh God, as in Victoria Regina. Yes. Viva. Viva Regina. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Crazy Engine lives in Saskatoon.
Oh, are you? Now, there's I think he's in Saskatoon. Um, a channel I follow, a car detailer guy, and it's fascinating watching him clean up these absolutely filthy vehicles. And his channel name is called Detail Geek. I think he's in Saskatoon. I might be wrong. He might be in Regina. I don't know. I think Saskatoon. I had to. I almost lost my breath there when Granny Square mentioned the Ford Pinto. Mm. Oh my God! Are we getting a raid? How lovely! Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way in. Oh, that's right, Deneen. We had this discussion. You said your son owns a detailing company. I can't remember where this other guy is. His channel name is Detail Geek. I can't remember whether it's Regina or Saskatoon. I'm thinking Saskatoon, but I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, believe you me. We never had a Ford Pinto. I always thought they were cute, Pintos. You don't see those on the road anymore. Sometimes you'll see VWs from the early 70s on the road. But not all that often. What do you see from the early 70s? Sometimes you will see the big full-size land yachts from the big three, American automakers still on the road. What else do you see from the early 70s? Trying to think, you might occasionally see European cars from the early 70s, a Mercedes, a BMW. Because back then they were made to be reliable. They were not over engineered back then. And I've always been a BMW lover, so it pains me to say that I would not buy a BMW now. Ooh. Michelle's Mosaics says her ex had a 75 Thunderbird. Wonderful. I'm just going to put the link back in the box.
Hey, Mary Bell.
Anybody else wants to come on? So, yeah, talking about cars is fun. Now, what do y'all think about this current trend toward electric cars? I'm not of one mind about it, really. I mean, I see multiple viewpoints. On the one hand, it does seem to potentially decrease the demand on petroleum-based energy. But on the other hand, we have the issues of creating the fuel cells. Where are all of those minerals going to come from? Those raw materials for the fuel cells.
They have a really, really terrible carbon footprint.
Not to mention, if they are supposed to be electric only, you have the cost of charging, whether it's at home or at a charging station. If it is a hybrid and there are there are always going to be batteries involved. What happens when those batteries are depleted and have to be disposed of? What kind of environmental impact is that going to have? I think that, well, I'm going to say I think we're rushing into it, but on the other hand, I think that is, as a civilization, that is our pattern, that we rush into things and then we learn lessons, and sometimes we adapt and sometimes we retreat. And you know, the choices that we as a civilization make, whether it's with votes or with dollars, are not always the best choices. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I think the best thing to would
Yeah.
be to um, encourage public transportation, which in so many places does not seem practical. But, you know, I mean, we don't realize, we forget actually, that in the early 20th century, the oil companies, the tire companies, the automotive companies, they would buy up these local and regional railroads and tear them up so that people would not be dependent on the local and regional rails and have to buy cars and have to buy gas and have to buy tires. So yeah, there is nothing that is clean in business.
Yeah, Sharon, the flux capacitor runs on trash. The car runs on regular gas in Back to the Future.
Janine says, good luck starting an electrical vehicle at -50. Is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? Or I guess at that point it doesn't really
At that
matter.
point, it's very close because the point of conversion is -40.
Or 0 degrees Kelvin, I guess. So anyway, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of concerns that people seem to be brushing over when they're rushing into this um, electric thing. Now, something like a hybrid that is self-regenerating and uses like very, 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 very little gas, and the batteries last for a very long time if you take care of them. That sounds good to me. I think the Toyota Prius is amazing, even an old one, if you know how to take care of the battery cells. A lot of times, the battery cells get damaged because the owners don't know what they're doing, and they're not sufficiently trained in how to um, take care of the battery cells, or at least avoid problems with battery cells. But that sort of self-regenerating thing sounds good to me. A lot better than the 100% electric things. But what do I know?
Yeah, it's just like the Edison light bulbs. They last forever and they were gotten rid of because people weren't buying light bulbs anymore. You
Well,
can't make
yeah,
something that lasts forever. Corporations are not going to like that.
yeah, planned obsolescence.
Hi, Pamela.
Yeah, Janine is correct there. Hi, Pamela. Yeah, I mean, there is no easy answer, and I think people want easy answers, and this world doesn't have easy answers. There is nothing in this world that has easy answers, unless, like, okay, thou shalt not kill. That is a yes or no question. Or is it? You know?
Sometimes the desire is strong.
You know? There are no easy answers. There are no absolutes. And I think that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. And I think that as life becomes more and more uncertain, as it has in the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries, people are searching more and more for absolute answers. Why do you think this whole fundamentalist Christianity, I don't even like calling it Christianity, Christianist movement has come along? Because people want absolute answers to a relative world. Because people are uncomfortable with the fact that there are no absolute answers to anything. Anything. Anyway, let's talk about puppies. Or cooking. Oh, Danina's talking about soap sacks so that people can use a bar of soap and not waste body wash plastic. Oh, yeah. Packaging is always a big concern um, to environmentalists. Um, that and as well it should be, as well it should be. Julie's asking how my 10-year-old puppy, is adjusting to his new home. He seems to be adjusting. His tail is wagging. Tomorrow we have his very first visit with our vet. We have a list of things to talk about, including the fact that he seems to have some joint pain, but I think we knew about that ahead of time. Um, Other things, he likes to eat dirt. I don't know what that's about. And also, we have these pine bark chips that we know. I don't know. You know, my sister was saying that she would have, long ago, she would have liked to get rid of them, but now she has a reason to do it. But, you know, when we put him out in the back, he likes to chew on those. He likes to eat poop too. So anyway, we're going to talk to the veterinarian. I think what might be good would be to find a nice dog food that we can supply him in sufficient quantities so he doesn't think he's starving all the time, but will also have reduced calories so he can lose a little bit of what he's got extra, and also do um, whatever is necessary for his joint health, because he seems to have arthritis in his hips. Kelly, I don't know that the bark is pine. He seems to be fine. He chews it. He lets it go when we sort of make him, but that has not gotten him sick. Exactly, Julie. She says sometimes animals eat things that indicate vitamin deficiencies. Yeah. And I've heard that before. Yeah. So I'm actually quite looking forward to the vet visit tomorrow. I hope that both of us can go in with the dog. Um, Nowadays, with since restrictions are back in place, I don't know if that will happen. So he sometimes he seems bored. He doesn't like he doesn't like run around and play. I think that's because his joints are painful. He he doesn't have zoomies like you would expect from a dog. When we go out walking, he likes to he likes to sniff. He really likes to sniff. Um, so sometimes we have a very small fenced-in backyard. We'll put him out there and accompany him out there and watch what he's doing. But we'll also take him on the leash around the block. He likes sniffing. He likes rolling in the grass too. Um, he needs a bath and a grooming. Um, I'm not terribly concerned about his health, but I would like to know ways to ease his joint discomfort. Hmm. Oh, that sounds great, Melanie. Do you remember the name of that supplement? So he really is a sweetie. He loves scritches. Um, I've actually, I myself have a little trouble getting down onto the floor and getting back up, but I've been doing it more um, than I have in the past few years, which is probably good for me. Um, Desiquin, turmeric is good for what?
Inflammation.
That would make sense. I could use
But
that
is it
myself.
okay for dogs?
Yeah. Um,
It's good for humans, but I don't know about dogs.
I Yeah, when I was staying with my friend in Texas, he had two dogs of his own, and he was always hosting or fostering dogs for like a week or two while they were, say, they had a little bit of a fever or a kennel cough or something that they had to get over before they could go out and for an adoption event. So he had all of these short-term fosters. He had already done over 50 of them before I came along. And so, of course, I loved his permanent dogs, but I sometimes became attached to the temporaries. And there was one that I was particularly grief stricken when I learned that he was probably going to be leaving us. And my friend um, did not miss that opportunity to tell me that my feelings were wrong. Um, yep, yep, yep.
Because you were
I
upset about losing a dog?
Well, actually, that was his pattern. He thought he was a social worker, He thought his job was to fix me, and he thought that that part of that is telling me everything that I did wrong. And I
Yeah.
recall vividly one time in the middle of a temper tantrum he was having, telling me that he was trying to teach me coping mechanisms.
Wow. Talk about the boulder in the eye.
He is, honestly, I love him dearly. He is a very, very dear person. But in some ways, he is misguided. And it was probably fortunate that the way we parted was that I became very sick and had to come home to North Carolina, because otherwise he would have just tossed me out on my ear because we were just not getting along. Um, so, I mean, I know his motivation was love. I also know his methods were 100% wrong. And coming from a place, well, I'm not going to talk about his motivations or anything, but I'm going to talk about how I heard what he said. He seemed to think it was his job to fix me. Um, where in the past year I had lost my mother, lost my partner, attempted grave self harm to myself. And so he thought he was the one to fix me. I was grateful that he offered me an escape from where I was at the time, where I felt completely stuck. Um, I'm back in that same place, but do not feel stuck. I feel a lot healthier now, but it is because of his acceptance, not because of his attempts at being a therapist, and also because of a lot of other things. Anyway, moving right along.
Puppies.
Puppies, yes.
Yeah, Melanie's telling you the name
Dogs
brand of
will
the drink.
hip and joint soft chews. I'm going to make a note of that. Whoops. Oh, stop it. No. Oh, come on. Dog. Oh, I'll just have to write it down then. Okay. I have that written down. Okay. Actually, I would like to know how much they cost. But they might be different. I'll have to look them up. Oh, excuse me. Now we have, my sister picked up some treats that are supposed to be for joint health, and some others that are supposed to be calming, although that's not an issue. He is not hyper at all. And then I got some generalized treats. Um, it's funny, this pet shop near us had all of these you know, boutique brand treat that they had like on super duper discounts, on clearance discounts. And that was before we got him and before I knew when we were going to get him. And so it's like the very day when I decided, okay, I'll pop in and see what they have left. And they had nothing left that was on clearance. So I had to pay full price. Hey, MLB. Oh, excuse me. Erg. $24.99 for about 130 chews. I don't know prices, but that does not sound unreasonable to me. I don't know. And I know that for good stuff, you're going to pay more than for Purina dog chow. I will have to look for that. I think our dog, I don't know what the normal weight range for a Cocker Spaniel is. Ours is just slightly chunky, not really overweight, but just a little bit chunky for a Cocker. And I think in the first week we were feeding him too much. So I think we're coming up to a reasonable feeding schedule with smaller amounts in 3 meals a day rather than 2. Anyway, so, well, we've been here for an hour and a half. What do y'all think? We've been talking about dogs for most of the time.
Totally fine with me.
I don't mind at all. But actually, I'm beginning to think about dinner and other stuff, like getting buttons and things on this sweater, or at least hanging it on the mannequin so that gravity does its work. Yeah. Okay. So, actually, thank you for the suggestion, Melanie. I will look for that brand and see what I can find. And I would like to see that kind of improvement. So, yeah, I will let you all know what happens with that. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to call it a day because we've been going for an hour and a half, and that's what I usually do on a Wednesday. I don't know who is going live when this evening. I've got some writing to do. I've got some crocheting to do. I don't even know if I'm going to be online at all. But I've also got some eating to do.
Just Another Stitch is coming up at 9 my time. That's
Is that 8 our time? Okay.
8 Eastern.
Yeah. Okay.
She has Mel's Crochet Corner as a guest tonight.
Okay. Well, give them my love if I don't make it over there. So anyway, gonna call it a night. Thank you everybody who has stuck with me or is still here at the end. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back.
Yeah, he needs more followers. We don't want him to go back under 1,800.
Exactly.
He needs a buffer.
And I want 2,000 by early December for my birthday. You don't want to see me sad on my birthday, do you? Anyway, so thank you, Frenchie, for coming.
That'd be nice if I was monetized by my birthday.
That would be lovely. I would
January
like to see
21st, and I got 700 to go. 720
Hours or followers?
followers.
Okay.
Well, 1,000 followers by my birthday. Monetize, I don't care that much about. I just want a community page and be able to tag people in my descriptions.
I like having a community page. So anyway, thank you
There's
all
a
for
lot of perks
coming.
to having 1,000 followers,
There sure are.
and
There
money
sure
is
are.
not necessarily the most important one.
Well, I don't think anyone with any sense thinks that YouTube is a great
Source of income,
and source of
you
income.
know, unless you're
It
Krista
has to be.
Pagaday.
Well, yeah, she has more subscribers than Las Vegas has residents. So, but for the rest of us, it's like a diversified income stream. So that's why I'm always pushing the Ravelry and the Etsy and the blogs and all of
And
that
your
stuff.
merch and my merch and your PayPal and my PayPal.
All of that stuff, yeah.
I also
And
have coffee.
sorry?
I also have coffee.
I don't have that yet.
KOFE,
I should probably check it out.
the coffee tip.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to call it a night. Thank you everybody for being here, and thank you Frenchie for coming up. And
No
I'm just
problem.
going to click and oh, by coincidence, Nightbot has just given us the link for Linktree, where you can see all of my links, which includes the Patreon, Etsy, Ravelry, PayPal, Cash App. Cash App, you need the smartphone app to do it rather than online, and all 3 blogs. So, pay attention to me. There you go.
Get busy with the clicking.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, and thank you all for coming and keep coming back. Bye-bye now.
Bye.